Unaware, his janitor wife had inherited $10 billion after her secret trillionaire mother died. A rising corporate husband abandoned his pregnant wife with twins to marry his wealthy boss, but the day of the will reading was already moving toward him like a quiet earthquake. She cleaned off his floors at night with swollen feet and unborn twins pressing against her ribs. But he wore tailored suits by day, ashamed of the woman who once loved him when he had nothing. He chose status over loyalty, power over love, and a rich boss over a janitor wife. But he never imagined the bloodline she carried in silence. He walked away believing he was upgrading his life, but fate was patiently rewriting his name on a document he didn't know existed. When the doors to the will reading opened and the truth of inheritance, motherhood, betrayal, and greed collided, but who was really about to lose everything? What did the dead trillionaire mother know all along? Why was the janitor wife named? And what exactly happened in that room that left the husband shaking? Evelyn Carter's mop squeaked across the marble hallway as the building slept. The air smelled of lemon cleaner and old money. Her feet ached. The twins kicked a quick taps, like they were asking if she was still there. She whispered back, telling them yes, always yes. In the reflection of the glass doors, she barely recognized herself. A janitor's uniform stretched tight over a round belly. Hair pulled back, eyes still soft. Marcus Hale used to kiss that belly. He used to laugh when the twins kicked. Tonight, he came home late, in a suit that smelled like cologne and ambition. He didn't sit. He didn't smile. He didn't ask how she felt. "I'm done," he said, placing papers on the table like a verdict. His voice was calm, practiced. "Veronica and I are getting married." Evelyn's ears rang. The room felt smaller. "Your boss?" she asked, because saying her name hurt less than saying goodbye. "She fits my future," Marcus replied. He looked at the window, not at her. "This life doesn't, Debob?" Evelyn asked. Her hand rested on her stomach, grounding herself. Marcus exhaled, annoyed. "I'll sign away responsibility. I won't be trapped." Trapped. The word burned. He left without looking back. The door clicked shut, neat and final dot. Evelyn slid to the floor, back against the cabinet, breathing through tears. She refused to let fall. She pressed her palm to her belly. The twins kicked again steady, alive. Outside, the city hummed, unaware that somewhere between a mop bucket and divorce papers, a future was breaking open. The weeks after Marcus left felt like walking underwater. Sounds were dull. Time stretched. Evelyn packed her life into 2 borrowed suitcases and moved into a women's shelter that smelled of soap and tired hope. At night, she lay on a thin mattress, listening to other women cry softly into pillows, and wondered how love could turn into paperwork so fast. Her belly grew heavier. The twins moved more, as if they sensed the world waiting to test them. Evelyn took extra shifts cleaning offices downtown. The building where Marcus worked loomed above her like a stranger who knew her secrets. She kept her head down, mopped faster, swallowed pride with every stroke. She told herself survival was love now. One afternoon, as she rested on the shelter steps, a black car rolled to a smooth stop. The engine purred like it belonged to another universe. A man in a dark suit stepped out, his shoes too clean for the sidewalk. "Evelyn Carter?" he asked gently. Her heart tightened. "Yes, I'm Daniel Whitmore. I'm an attorney." He paused, studying her face, her belly, the worry she couldn't hide. "I'm here about your mother." Evelyn shook her head. "My mother died years ago. I barely knew her." Daniel's eyes softened. "Margaret Whitmore passed away last week." The name landed wrong. Heavy, expensive, familiar, in a way that scared her. "That can't be right," Evelyn whispered. "She wasn't poor," Daniel finished quietly. "No, she wasn't." He handed her an envelope thick with seals. Inside was an invitation to a will, reading, a date, a place, and a name she had seen on buildings, but never spoken out loud. Trillionaire, philanthropist, Margaret Whitmore. Evelyn's hands trembled. Her mind raced through memories that suddenly felt like clues. She'd ignored mysterious letters that stopped coming. A childhood moved in silence. A woman who watched from afar. Across town, Marcus adjusted his cufflinks beside Veronica Sloane, soaking in praise and champagne. He laughed easily, unaware that a door had opened behind him, unaware that a quiet woman he had dismissed was walking toward a room that would change everything. The law firm's boardroom was cold and bright, the kind of room where power spoke softly and money listened. Marcus sat beside Veronica, her hand wrapped around his arm like a claim. The table gleamed. The air smelled of polished wood and confidence. When the door opened and Evelyn stepped in, the room shifted. She wore a simple dress, no jewelry, just her belly, full and proud. Marcus stiffened, a flicker of irritation crossing his face. Veronica leaned close and whispered something sharp. Evelyn lowered her eyes, ready to turn back. "Please stay, Miss Carter," the attorney said. "This concerns you." Silence fell. Papers rustled. A screen lit up. "To the estate of Margaret Whitmore," the attorney began, "with assets totaling $10 billion. Marcus leaned back, bored, certain this had nothing to do with him. "I leave my entire inheritance to my only biological child." The attorney looked up. "Evelyn Carter." The room froze. Marcus's breath caught. Veronica's hand slipped away. A video began to play. Margaret Whitmore appeared older, elegant, eyes wet with regret. "My daughter," she said, voice shaking, "I watched you love a man who could not see your worth. I hid to protect you, and I was wrong. Forgive me." Marcus stood, hands trembling. "This is a mistake," he said, his voice breaking. "Evelyn, tell them." Evelyn met his eyes. She felt the twins move, strong and steady. "I didn't know," she said softly. "Just like you didn't know my value." The attorney read the final line. To Marcus Hale, $1. For abandonment. Marcus sank back into his chair, shaking. Months later, Evelyn held 2 newborn boys in a sunlit room. Justice and Caleb slept peacefully against her chest. She funded shelters. She cleaned up lives the way she once cleaned floors quietly, completely. Marcus came once, thinner, hollow. "I'm sorry," he whispered. Evelyn smiled, gentle but final. "I know." She closed the door, and for the first time, the future was clean.